Shobaz Khan, the founder of Shobaz Solutions. And today we have our lovely guest, Louise from France, right? You are currently in France, right?
No, I'm currently in Israel.
Israel. So we have Louise
Yeah, yeah.
from Israel. She is a woman entrepreneur with, expertise, in managing a few startups. She has her own startup. Today we have her on the show just because we want to know how she is working with her startup and how she has, convince the investors. What strategy has she been implementing to boost up her sales, or how she this is my one of the first interviews with a female entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur who is looking forward to expand her business. So me and Louis, we were class fellows at the University of Oxford. We met each other at the FinAdem boot camp, which happened last year, almost last year, I suppose. And this is where I came to know that Louise is on a revolutionizing, cosmetic industry with her unique product that she's going to describe to us, which I'm going to keep a little low because I really want to hear from Louise what she thinks. And other than that, Louise is a passionate woman looking to empower women entrepreneurship in her circle and looking forward to work with few of powerful agencies located in France and the UK. So over to you, Louise. If you could, just give a brief background about yourself, what you are doing, what your business is about, and yeah, and then we can pop the questions the moment we get into it. So over to you, Louise.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Shabazz, for this opportunity, first of all. It's lovely to share my story. So basically, I'm originally French, but I've been living in London now for the past 10 years. And I'm also half Israeli. So that's what led me to start this brand. I basically used to travel to the Dead Sea region, which is located between Israel and Jordan, like very often since a very young child. And I used to find these cosmetics products there that were like really good for the skin, the hair, and basically the Dead Sea being the lowest point on Earth and being one of the most concentrated sea salt in the world, has amazing skin and hair properties that people in this region have been using, for a very long time ago in their cosmetics formula. So that's where the idea of starting Dead Sea Dream come from. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and before I used to work in the hospitality and financial sector in London. And right before the pandemic, I just decided to take the leap and work on my own business. That's where basically I started working on Dead Sea Dream. So we've been formulating 6 gender-neutral products that have been created basically to recreate a spa experience from home and pamper yourself from head to toe. They've all been formulated with 100% natural Dead Sea minerals. And we just launched in October of 2022. So yeah, it was very exciting.
To be honest, I never knew about Dead Sea Dream is related to with the Dead Sea. I just came out to you. I mean, I never even knew the facts about the Dead Sea. Apart from that, it is one of the saltest sea.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, that's a really good USP you have right there in order to convince your
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a fact.
And yeah, so a lot of our work and a lot of our marketing communication is also turned around like education, because a lot of people don't know about the Dead Sea, or don't know about like its healing and like soothing skin benefits. People travel from like all around the world to benefit from the healing properties of the Dead Sea. It's been like proven to treat skin conditions such as eczema or psoriasis, but also to relieve from back pain or arthritis and acne. So yeah, our products are packed with these minerals that benefit the skin basically.
I mean, that's really unique of you guys. I mean, you guys are trying to bring an organic element to the other part of the world. That's really unique of you guys. I mean, that might have required a lot of hard work, right? I mean, how do you guys maneuver the entire manufacturing the raw materials from one part to the other part?
So basically, I work with a manufacturer based in Israel. We worked with an independent formulator to develop these 6 unique formulas. These are beauty products for like this the face, the body, and the hair. And then we worked with the manufacturer to source the raw materials. So most of our raw materials are sourced directly from Israel, so from the Dead Sea, and some other raw materials such as the aloe vera is coming from Morocco. The shea butter is coming from Central Africa. So yeah, the manufacturer helps us source all of these ingredients and manufacture our products basically.
Oh, that's really admirable. I mean, that requires a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was very
So,
long
Louise,
process.
that's that's one thing. So according to this, I had a question with you. One of our guests asked in the recent show that how do you think this is not a hurdle for an investor to see how you guys working on with different investors and working with different manufacturers? How do you think investors might respond to this? What are your thoughts on this? Did you face any hurdle according to this?
Not with the manufacturing process per se, because I mean most skincare brands out there used third-party labs and manufacturers to help them develop and produce their products. Because as you can imagine, like having your own manufacturing plant and laboratory is a really big capital expenditure. So that would create like more hurdle on the business, in my opinion. But yeah. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, I mean the point is, when you go and pitch to an investor, right?
Sorry,
They,
yeah.
they have a they have a question regarding manufacturers, right? Your product is totally organic, right? How do you convince the investor if this actual product, the raw material that you're adding into the product is actually organic or not? How do you convince the investors to make sure that you're using a pure, a non-organic product, something which might harm someone or might give side effects to someone?
Well, actually, so to be able to distribute to sell and distribute products in the UK and Europe, you have to abide to very strict regulations. All our products are compliant. Every single one of them has done 3 months of safety assessment, stability testing, compatibility testing with the packaging. There is also a challenge and pathogen test, basically to make sure that the ingredients we use don't interact with each other, or basically like do not become like harmful to someone's skin or hair over time. In cosmetics, basically in Europe, there is a portal which is called the CPNP, where you have to register your products and the formula and submit your safety assessment. There is a similar thing now in the UK, which is called SNPC. So we've got both notifications. We also work with what is called a responsible person. So that's someone basically that will store the product information file of each product, and make sure we are compliant over time in case like there is any control. So yeah, these are the main. So yeah, it's the regulation. So
I mean, this is one of my friends back here in Pakistan. They started their own, cosmetic and makeup artist type of thing. If it's the makeup artist, there are some regulations that you have to register your patent, your trademark, or something. So, was it a challenge for you guys to, out of so many competitors you have in Israel and in London, or in anywhere, even in France, you might have a few competitors. So, don't you think your patent might compete with them according to the S&P's laws, or not against them?
I mean, so we've trademarked the brand name Dead Sea Dream, so no one else in the UK and Europe. So that's not going to be an issue. When it comes to the product and the brand themselves and like how we compete against our competitors, basically. So like, there are very few brands that distribute Dead Sea minerals in the UK or Europe, which is like also one of the reasons why I started Dead Sea Dream, because I saw that there was a gap in the market. Most of our competitors are not really are not as accessible online as we are. Their price points are much higher than ours. Also their branding is less engaging. I'd say it's more directed to an older customer base. They don't have our inclusivity. They don't address inclusivity in the same way as we do. So like all our products are gender neutral, for instance. And they also are less concerned about sustainability and protecting like the natural resources of the Dead Sea as we are. So basically we started as well partnering with the Dead Sea Revival Project, which is an NGO based around the Dead Sea region, and their mission is to raise awareness around the importance of the Dead Sea as really a unique site, you know, on Earth, and contribute to conservation. So yeah, so these are really, I'd say, like the main elements that differentiate us from our competitors.
I mean, this is something. I mean, you guys really are, putting a lot of blood and sweat into it.
We
Convincing
are.
manufacturers have a strong relationship with the manufacturers at the same time. It's one tough job for you to work on. Later on, Luis, we had another question, which we would love to share with you. You might have, reached out to a few investors, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, in your niche, what is the best thing? Is one key thing that investors are really looking forward to, put their money, put their trust into it? What's that one or two factors that you think, in your experience, is quite matters?
Well, I'd say I think everybody is like looking for something else, but ultimately, like, of investors, they're looking I think like for a return on their investments. I mean, we're passionate about, but also like for passion, I'd say, from the entrepreneurs. So we're all passionate about what we're doing, and we're all here like to basically try to make a change, for the better in this world. So I think that if like the investor sees that you really put your heart to it, that you really believe in your product, this is definitely something an investor is looking for. But at the same time, no one's here for charity. We need to make like sustainable businesses. So ultimately, the investor is going to be looking for a reasonable return within like 7 to 10 years after they put their money into you. So yeah, I'd say that those are the most two important things.
Yeah, and another thing, about the investment, right? So what do you think, what's the status of investments right now? Because, there's a global recession around the globe, right? Manufacturers are not trying to put their money into the business, which they are really concerned about. Or the investors, have a little trust issues, in the current economic recession. So are you guys facing any recession according to your business or your prospects or something?
So at the moment, I mean, as we just launched, we haven't faced any. I mean, our sales are growing month on month, and we're acquiring like more customers. So we're not really like, thankfully, feeling the recession so much. I mean, after, it doesn't come easy. It's not by like just opening a website online and like waiting for the client to come that it's gonna come. We're really like working hard to attract customers and to convert them. After, yes, I mean, it has been more complicated. Due to the recession, the cost of living crisis in the UK has definitely made people think twice about like how they're going to spend their money and how much they're going to spend, whether like they're spending £10 at the grocery store or investing £1 million in a business. That definitely has an impact. But I think that if your business plan is strong, if you show product to market fit, if you're passionate about what you're doing, and if you manage to transmit this passion to your investor through a serious serious business model, I mean, I don't see why you'd be rejected. It's just being persistent, being confident, until you get it, basically.
I mean, there are a lot of businesses, which have a really strong USP, and they have a really strong, core values assigned to it, but they are facing a lot of issues regarding their, what do we say, due to economic recession, and I think they are still growing to their, maximum limits, and we really hope everything at your end, it's not that much you're facing any issue regarding economic recession or any kind of stoppages or hurdles or failures coming your way. And okay, so we had another question. I think this probably is going to be the last question. Is, for instance, if you go out, reach out, send your product to an investor, and you're asking for like say £100,000 for an initial investment or pre-seed investment, and your idea seems to get rejected, or either way, the investor doesn't like your idea to get into an investment stage. So what do you think is the best strategy to get back to the same investor asking for the pre-seed again? So what are you going to do? Are you going to decrease the amount of investment you asked, or might increase the equity percentage for the investor to invest in?
I think that if that investor doesn't want to invest in you, you're probably talking to the wrong person. I wouldn't. I mean, it's a hard question to answer on the spot, because in order to say decrease the equity offer in exchange of the cash, should have to basically review the valuation of the business. It's not like it's not a market negotiation game. Basically, it should be based on serious financials. But I don't think that basically the fear of rejection shouldn't make you act irrationally. If your numbers are strong, again, if your business model is strong, and if your offer is based on something concrete that will basically generate an enough amount of cash for you to take your business to the next level, if that investor is not able to recognize that, I'd say the issue maybe lie in how you present the information, or in the interest of the investor at all. Maybe there is something you don't know. Maybe this investor was interested, but then he has less cash influx as he had expected to. So he's not going to say basically, I can't afford to invest in your business anymore. Some people who just blame it on you or your business. And so you never know why people may change their mind. But I think the most important thing is that you should separate yourself and your ego from rejection. And sometimes when it's not meant to work, not push for it to work, because an investor match is basically like a wedding. You want to go into business with someone that will support you through thick and thin, through good and bad times. And forcing or pushing any kind of relationship that way will for sure down the line be detrimental, basically.
I mean, that's a really beautiful thing you said, to separate your ego from a rejection, because most of the times the founders, they take it on their ego or their personal development. They got a rejection from an investor just because their idea didn't sunk in properly. So Louise, we are almost around the clock. We are almost hitting the needle. Louise, one favorite thing that made you do it. I mean, why did you do it? Just so if you could sum it up in just 1 minute. Why did you start your team?
I mean, it's so. I mean, I started it because I wanted to make dead sea minerals accessible and affordable everywhere in Europe, and also basically make beautiful, sustainable brands. I also wanted to basically share light on a region for something else and a never-ending political conflict, and talk about the beauty of the world's natural resource. And it's been a crazy adventure so far. I think when I started working on this business 2.5 years ago, I would never imagine what I'm doing today, basically. And I think that if I did, I would probably not start my business. But it's like in a good way. I mean, it's just there's just so many things. I've learned so much. I think that it's the greatest school in the world is like starting your own business, because you learn about anything related to it, whether it's like financials, operations, how are your products made, the market, like sales and marketing, all of that. So yeah, it's a beautiful adventure. I'd recommend it to anyone who feels entrepreneurs. And yeah.
That's very heart touching and smoothing as well, Louise. That's
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, so Louise, let's say if someone wants to reach out to you, what's the best way they can reach out to you?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me on Instagram or on our Dead Sea Dreams Instagram or on my email, louise@deadseadream.com.
So you guys also have a website, right?
Yes, we do.
It's
Yeah,
up and running. I saw it before I
yeah,
called
up
you
and
up.
running.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
You
guys,
should
this
check
was
it out.
Louise. She is an excellent female entrepreneur, also trying to encourage women entrepreneurs to step into the world of entrepreneurship and start pursuing their dreams. Or it's up to them if they want to stick to 9 to 5 or start their own journey. Reach out to Louise anytime you want to. She has an excellent product for those who are working in the cosmetic industry. I think Louise is the right person if you want to reach out to or schedule a meeting with her either on the social media or the website. She is up for it for any consultation or any advice. I think Louise is the right person for this. So, Louise, anything else you want people to listen, or something they are passionate about? You want just address them in like few seconds.
I highly recommend them to try our products or to check out get.deadseadream.com for our sample packs. And also, if some of your listeners are in London from the 23rd of March, please come see us in Notting Hill at Razor Store. And yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I have a few people who are in my connections. I'll definitely share this podcast with them and make them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
Thank you
worries.
so much, Shabazz.
No worries,
That was
Louise.
really nice speaking with you.
Exactly. Likewise, Louise. Please take care. Thank you.
You too. Have a lovely evening or afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.